What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, but in this one we got some big time transfer portal news for Michigan as it is starting to heat up for the Wolverines. They come away with 3 commitments last night, including 2 defensive backs, 1 offensive lineman, but the Wolverines are not done yet. They are set to host some big time targets on visits. They also look to be in the mix for a former 5-star defensive lineman, also in the mix for the #1 tight end in the transfer portal, and much more. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so the transfer portal is starting to heat up for the Wolverines. They came away with 3 commitments last night as they landed the Arkansas defensive back transfers and brothers TJ Metcalf and Tevis Metcalf, as both of them visited Michigan last week. And while they weren't rated that highly coming out of high school, both 3 stars, they have both really good potential, including TJ Metcalf, who is a safety, a 6'1", 200-pound sophomore last season. He had 56 total tackles last season, including 1 forced fumble and 3 interceptions. Also, as a freshman, he had 15 total tackles, 1 fumble recovery, so it adds much needed depth at the safety position for Michigan, as the Wolverines will be losing Makari Page and Quentin Johnson. And Tevis Metcalf is a 5'10", 192-pound freshman at cornerback. Didn't really play that much this past season with Arkansas as a freshman. He played just 15 defensive snaps in 2 games as a freshman. He's not a tall cornerback, but he does have great speed. Also worth mentioning that both brothers are cousins with Seattle Seahawks wide receiver DK Metcalf, so football definitely runs in the family. So a nice duo pickup right there for Michigan, adds much needed depth in the defensive back room at both safety and cornerback. Michigan also picked up a commitment from the Cal Poly offensive line transfer Brady Norton, as the 6'4", 290-pound offensive lineman was the top-ranked FCS pass blocking offensive tackle in 2024 per PFF. He had 0 sacks and quarterback hits allowed this season in 444 pass block snaps, and he has 3 years of eligibility remaining. So he was one of the top FCS offensive linemen, was also a 2024 FCS freshman All-American as well. Did spend 2 seasons at Cal Poly. He redshirted in 2023 though, and appeared in 14 games with 11 starts. He visited Michigan Monday and they sealed the deal. He also notched offers from Ohio State, Arkansas, and Michigan. So big time pickup for the Wolverines there. It will not be the only offensive line transfer they get. They're still going after the Northwestern transfer Josh Thompson. They're set to get him on campus for a visit. Also, the Vanderbilt offensive lineman Gunnar Hansen. And we also do got some more news on a couple of transfer portal targets set to take Michigan visits. But before we do that, I did want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, BetUS. They have all the odds you need this football and basketball season. College football playoffs are this weekend as they start up. Got some very good games. Also, college basketball is in full swing. Michigan 8-2 on the season, has a big game tomorrow against Oklahoma. But these college football playoff games are going to be very good, including the Ohio State and Tennessee one. And I think this game is going to be very close, which is why I think the winning margin will be less than 6 points. And you can bet $50, win $135. That's just one of multiple bets you can do. And right now it's a great time to get started because currently BetUS is offering a 150% sign up bonus up to $2,000. Then you also get a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000, all with promo code YouTube150. So go ahead, check them out at betus.com, and obviously please gamble responsibly. But let's go ahead and continue here and let's talk about another target. We'll first start with the Alabama running back transfer Justice Haynes, as he is set to see Ole Miss, and then he'll also visit South Carolina on Thursday, and then also Michigan is expected to get a visit from him over the weekend, according to On3's Pete Nakos. That's absolutely some big time news right there for Michigan. And I tell you what, with Michigan getting the new offensive coordinator Chip Lindsey, what he did with Amorion Hampton at North Carolina will definitely be attractive for Justice Haynes, as he is the #1 running back recruit in the transfer portal currently. But another guy to keep an eye on is the Utah cornerback transfer Cameron Calhoun, who you guys should be familiar with the name, as he spent his freshman season with Michigan in 2023 before transferring to Utah. Michigan will be getting him on campus as well, according to On3's Pete Nakos. So we'll see how hard Michigan goes to get Cameron Calhoun. There's also other defensive back targets they are set to get on campus for a visit, including the TCU safety transfer Jamel Johnson, as he is expected to take a visit this week as well. A 6'1", 200-pound safety has played 2 years at TCU with 2 seasons of eligibility remaining. Had 71 total tackles and 1 forced fumble this past season with TCU. Also, the Arizona cornerback transfer Emmanuel Carnley is also scheduled to visit Michigan this weekend. He's a 6'3", 184-pound cornerback who was a freshman this past season, had 16 total tackles and 5 pass deflections. Number 7 overall cornerback in the transfer portal. Now, one name to keep an eye on for is the former 5-star recruit in the 2021 class, Damon Payne, as he is the Alabama defensive lineman, 6'4", 315-pound defensive lineman. His past season, he had 14 total tackles, including a fumble recovery, and he also comes from Belleville, Michigan, which is where he played high school football at. So he's an in-state kid. Bryce Underwood played with him. A lot of connections there. Michigan should be in the mix for him, and he would be a very, very good addition with Michigan, potentially losing both Kenneth Grant and obviously Mason Graham. Then also Michigan appears to be going after the transfer portal's #1 tight end, which is the Purdue transfer tight end Max Clare, as according to Steve Wiltfong of On3, he is considering Louisville, Michigan, Texas, and Texas A&M, and he also visited Michigan on Monday. The 6'4", 245-pound tight end played all 12 games this past season and had 51 receptions, 685 receiving yards, and 4 touchdowns. Michigan obviously losing Colston Loveland, which is going to be a huge loss for the Michigan offense. However, their tight end room is pretty stacked right now. They got guys like Marlon Klein, Hogan Hansen, Brady Prescorn, also guys like Deacon Tonielli and Zach Marshall. But anytime you can add talent to the room and bring in a guy like Max Clare, who is the #1 tight end in the transfer portal right now, obviously can't say no to that. So Michigan really starting to make some noise here in the transfer portal. They have 4 commitments now: wide receiver Donovan McCulley, both defensive backs TJ and Tevis Metcalf, and also offensive lineman Brady Norton. Much more to come, but with that, that's going to wrap up this video. Again, shout out to BetUS. Go ahead, check them out at betus.com. If you guys did go ahead to enjoy this video, make sure to go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you're new around here. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys all so much for 12,000 subscribers. I appreciate all your guys' support, and with that, we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.